Okay, welcome back to Pathfinder 2nd Edition Abomination Vaults on Foundry. We are here in the ruins of Gauntlight in the middle of the Fogfen Swamp. And we have, started to explore these ruins and found them to be quite filled with horrible things that want us dead, including these little mitflits, which are just sort of little pixie fairy horrible creatures, gremlins. I guess they're gremlins. And they just get bullied into servitude all the time by other creatures. And they tame insect spiders and other such creatures to serve as their faithful allies. So we've also fought a big maggot and a couple giant flies. So far, quite combat oriented. And from discussions online, that does seem to be what this is. A lot of it is just room to room. What encounter is in this room, And again, like I said, it's the sort of thing that I would normally hate to play, like on a tabletop. It's just like, if I'm sitting at a table with a good DM, like I want to go out there and change the world, I want to do all sorts of just insane shit. I don't want to sit in a room in a dungeon and fight stuff. But in this, very video gamey, and I feel more like I'm playing like Fire Emblem or something like that, So I'm good with that, because we're not going to be doing much out of combat stuff anyways, so it's all good. Okay, so let's travel around this rubble. And I don't know why it's not letting me. There you go. So we're going to get up here. And we're going to go through another door. Shabang! Oh, we got something in this room. That's for damn sure. Dining room. Do we have dining room music? Dining hall haunt. Here we go. The collapsed ceiling at the middle of this room has left a ragged hole in the wooden roof. Rotten tapestries, their designs completely obscured by mold, hang in tatters on the walls between arrow slits and ruined side tables. The remains of a fancy dining table lie mostly pulverized by the fallen ceiling. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I'm a little cramped here. Okay, so we have ghostly kobolds rising from the rubble. These are not monsters to be fought in a traditional manner, but as a spectral phenomenon that must be dealt with another way. You might try to lead the heroes into trying the skills most likely to quell the haunt, intimidation to scare away the kobold ghosts, or religion to put the spirits back to rest. This is a good opportunity to get the players in the mindset that haunts are often more like a puzzle to be solved than a foe to be vanquished. Getting the heroes into the mindset of understanding why a haunt is here in the first place. Understanding how a haunt came to be is the best way to discover how to put it to rest. Okay, so it's, yes, this swirling vortex of ghostly kobolds. This is a complex hazard. So that means we do treat it as an encounter, not just a trap. Whoops. So we will roll initiatives. That does matter. And the spirits go first. The spirits swoop together towards one creature in Area 07 who's frightened, instilling feelings of betrayal and confusion. Okay. Oh, okay. This was the trigger. So I guess I would have gotten here. Garziel. Woody? Is that partially filled there? I don't know if we would count that. Yeah, I mean, he's in the square of this thing, so whatever. 6 ghostly kobolds surge out of the rubble with eerie yowls. So he has to do a DC 18 will save. Yeah. He critically failed. So he is confused for 2 rounds and frightened 3. Damn, dude. Garziel got fucked, but he was not expecting this. He is expecting things he can just smash. Okay, and then it rolls initiative. So now, of course, it's going to do its routine. So he has to make another basic will save. -3 from frightened. So he has to roll a 16 or higher. Hey! As nice as that is, he still takes half damage from this. Of course, rolled very high. 6 damage. Oh, God, his brain is melting. So, of course, we could try and roleplay this. And I don't, you know. It says you might try to lead the heroes into trying the skills most likely to quell the haunt. So yeah, I mean, this could be your more option for like a narrative kind of thing rather than just telling them the rules of the encounter and how to solve it. But since it's like, I guess, the first haunt of what might be many, laying the groundwork to explain, like, yeah, you need to kind of figure out what exactly is this haunt. You know, why is this here? Why is it active? What do they want? Why haven't they moved on? Or, you know, things like that. So, Both is gonna go. Well, now this is curious to me. It says 30 minutes of work will uncover 6 kobold skeleton. 30 minutes of work? Are we in an encounter? I don't know. Again, like I understand it's kind of meant to be done narratively, but you also have rules written here. I'm not quite sure. Okay, 3 most essential skills for running haunts. Telegraphing mechanics, explaining what will and won't work. Okay. Narrating the action, encouraging the players to do the same with their actions. Adjudicating creative actions and helping move stuck players along. At their best, hazards are exciting puzzles. Chance to solve a problem without just killing it dead. At their worst, they are a confusing mess, where the players push whatever buttons the GM tells them to until the problem goes away. The biggest difference between the two is 1, what information the players have access to, and 2, how that information is presented. I recommend coming up with 2 to 3 clues per method of disabling, and then tying those directly into your narration. Ask yourself, what signs would there be of this option, and then show those signs to your players. If it is magic that can be dispelled, describe its slight ethereal glow or the energy that spellcasters feel emanating from it. Always speak to players in terms of the fiction. Instead of saying, here are the skills you can roll, visualize a picture of the hazard in your brain and describe all the intricacies to your players. Your goal is for the players to visualize the same thing that you are. Most important thing when adjudicating actions is to think with your brain first and the rules second. That's all well and good. I understand plenty of that. What I don't understand is how they're meant to spend 30 minutes uncovering these skeletons when the ghosts are raping their brains. That's the part I'm a little confused on. And I feel like I would just leave and say, fuck all that. That's me. I don't know. Like, no one seems to have any issues here. Oh, here we go. The haunt deactivates if there are no frightened creatures in area A7 at the start of its turn. The ghostly kobolds return to the rubble pile. The haunt can't activate again for 1 hour. And it can only attack each turn somebody that's in here that's frightened. And based on this text, it seems like this confusing confrontation only happens once. Because after it happens, it rolls initiative. So this is only, like, out of combat. So basically, it just fucked Garziel. And as long as it gets out of the room now, you know, it's gonna be okay. He is confused, however. Which... he's off guard. He doesn't treat anyone as his ally. And he can't delay, ready, or use reactions. It's pretty bad. He shouldn't have critically failed that. But he did. So he's pretty much just gonna murder Buzzard in a second. It's Botha's turn. Can she use any sort of magic or action? I could grease him, I suppose, but that's not a good option. I don't know if there is an action. No. I mean, there's a lot of actions. Probably something in here could do something. I don't know. Doesn't seem like there's much. So, I don't know what she's gonna do. I could try and smack him with a sling bullet just to do a little damage. 'Cause every time he takes damage, he gets a 50-50 chance of ending the condition. So I guess she'll try and smack him out of it. Of course, she misses. Because he's got his shield up and everything. But he is frightened. So she'll reload and give it another shot. Fuck. Okay, that's not good. That's not good at all. Wait a minute, Mikey. Oh, was it counting that? It probably was counting that. Yeah, it was counting that. -5 he's got to his AC. He uses all his actions to strike or cast defensive cantrips. Targets are determined randomly by the GM. Now, I wonder what that means in this context. He ordinarily cannot target the spirits. But narratively, I feel like that would make somewhat of a sense if he does try to attack the spirits, you know, and try and cut them down. As a potential target. Again, I don't know if that's acceptable by the rules, but narratively, I think that's more interesting. So, we'll do just like 50-50. If he rolls 1 through 10, he'll go for Buzzard. Otherwise, he'll try and attack a spirit. Great. Well then. Garzi will definitely just try and smash Buzzard over and over again. Awesome. Fortunately, he's got the -3. And he rolls an 18. Of course he does. And he rolls an 8. Jesus Christ, man. What the fuck? Fucking dice. Okay, there he misses. Gonna just... yeah. He rolled a 19 then. Jesus. Okay. That was that. So now he's down to Frightened 2. He should be. So he has to take damage in order for him to break out of confusion. So I guess Buzzard will swing once at him, even though if this crits, like... Jesus. Ugh. Okay. Then Buzzard's just gonna flee. Wibble Fizzle Crank will, I don't know, I feel like we could just punch. We don't have to try and kill him. So I guess Wibble move up and just try and punch. Okay, hit. Perfect. So now we need an 11 or higher on this. Ho ho ho! Okay, he's no longer confused. Good. Good. But, unfortunately, the spirits do get to go again. And he is still there, and he's still frightened. So, does have to do the DC 18 basic will save again. Oh, passed. Excellent. Oh, good. Low damage. Okay, half. Okay. Botha is gonna, I don't know, reload her sling or something. Garziel then will get the fuck out of there. And, just, yeah, chill. Right. Okay. So, with that, again, I imagine this whole thing will go quite a bit differently with an actual group of players. But for us, we know that that kind of ends the encounter. Because the spirits go back to rest now. Now, I feel like I used... I wonder if we can go back. Oh, maybe I didn't. Did I not heal? I could have sworn we used... treat wounds at some point. Was that before the fly fight? Tumble through, demoralize, hide. Man, the fly fight took a while, didn't it? There you go, treat wounds. And... oh, I used treat wounds on Botha. Oh yeah, she did get picked on, didn't she? Okay. So... she should have immunity. I don't know why that didn't apply. But she should have immunity for an hour. But she's going to take the time now to treat Garziel. Again, we could leave, but I won't. Okay. So heal him for 6. And then she'll go and she'll do the same thing for Buzzard. Failure. Damn. Okay. In that case, we could wait an hour. But then these spirits will reset. So maybe instead she'll actually just use heal. Yeah, let's use the full heal. So that's going to be everybody. One. Fucking one. Dude, how old school is that? Heal for fucking 1. But that's what you get. because if I had targeted it just on Buzzard, he would have gotten 9. So that's my own fault. I'll admit that. Okay, then Buzzard, I actually bought him 2 healing potions. But let's use the free one. Yes, which is marked as temporary. So he's gonna do that and heal for 8. Haha. Just Buzzard. Good. Okay. So after patching ourselves up, 20 minutes later, you know, spirits have quelled, died down a little bit. And Garziel will be brave and step back in, and they do not rise up again. Again, I don't know what you would really telegraph to your players as far as that's concerned. But for now, they are not here. So while searching, Wibble rolling this check. What does Keen Eyes give him? Isn't that good? Isn't that what we want? +2 bonus when using Seek to find hidden or undetected creatures. Oh, okay. Well, he's not doing that. He rolled a 2. I feel like other characters would try and search then, because there must be some way to put these things at peace. So I suppose Buzzard will also be looking around manically. Doesn't find anything. I can't target fucking Garziel. He'll try, but the odds of him succeeding... No, he critically failed. He doesn't know anything. DC 20 is rough. No, we all fail. We don't find anything. We have no idea what is causing this. Again, it's a very old school thought that a lot of RPGs have just entirely moved away from, you know. Because now, as far as our characters are concerned, there is nothing of note in this room. And, again, the spirits have all died down. So, as far as the players are concerned, there was just a one-time trap, basically. And as far as the characters are concerned, and probably the players, there's nothing of interest in here. It's all just... It was just this one-time splash of ghosts, and now it's done. Whereas, if you just automatically let Wibble, who's, you know, who's searching, if you just automatically let him find some of the tiny bones, then that kickstarts the whole rest of the thing, and makes it into, you know, the haunt. Yes, if they come back in an hour, it will re-trigger and they'll realize that, okay, it's still going on. But right now, it's just nothing. It's completely lame. And again, DC 20 seems really high at level 1 for like one of the first rooms you go into. At best, you know, you get a +7, which means at best you have like what is that, like a 35% chance or something to succeed? 40%, something like that. I don't know. The odds are not in your favor for succeeding. And yeah, you could have everyone roll because they all think that there's something in here, even though the one character that's searching didn't find it. But really, you know, it's just lame. I think that's a lame experience. Largely due to that DC 20 check. I don't know. I mean, that's just my take on it. And it concerns me that there's gonna be a lot more haunts. But it also, this is being colored by the fact that I'm running this solo and I have all this information. And also, if I were DMing it, I would just be more flexible, you know. So, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not sure what to say about all that. But let's kill that music. Go back to the generic ruins interior. And I don't know if running that macro will... Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, good. Moving on. I like the idea of it, but the way it's written is quite disastrous, I think. Okay. So let's go over here. Let's see. Door to Gauntlet Base requires DC 18. Okay, so the sinkhole is fine. Gotta climb over this difficult terrain. Roll a secret DC 10 perception check for each hero before they enter this room to hear the sound of high-pitched squeals and shrieks from within. Any hero who specifically listens before entering hears these sounds automatically. The 4 midflits goofing off in this room are the source of the noise. Yeah, I don't think it changes my approach much. Almost the entire ceiling of this room has collapsed, while below the floor has crumbled into a 10-foot deep sinkhole filled with rubble, mud, and glistening patches of fungus. Evidence of ancient damage, burn scars, and acid scorch marks decorate the walls and much of the rubble. 4 mud liquor mitflits clamber and scurry around amid the rubble in the sinkhole. They're supposed to be gathering mushrooms and grubs, but are currently wrestling over who gets a snack on a particularly bright blue grub. The Mitflits take a -2 penalty to perception checks rolled for initiative as a result of their distraction, unless the heroes take pains to announce themselves before attacking. Okay. So they will sit down there and hurl darts. If they run out of darts or take any damage, they will instead try and climb out of the pit and run away to warn Boss Scrong. Okay. Well, let's make it happen. So the Mitflits get -2. Which we will just, whoops, add to all their rolls. So, whoops, not -23. There you go. Then everyone else can roll as normal. Great, I see a 1 in there. Of course, it's Garziel. Okay, well, Wibble Fizzle Crank will go. Yeah, he might delay, though. I don't know, actually. I mean, how are we countering line of sight here? Shouldn't these guys be... How deep is the sinkhole? 10 foot deep. So shouldn't they be minus 10 elevation? They just disappear then. Okay, fine. So if Wibble was here, would he be able to see into the sinkhole? 10 feet deep, and these guys are little gremlins, so I don't think so. I think we have to kind of be on the edge for this to occur. So I guess he'll move all the way in, and he's gonna shoot fish in the fucking barrel. That looks like a hit to me. 1d6 damage. 5 damage. Boom. Shoot him. And he'll reload for his third action. And I also didn't begin the encounter. Let's get some battle music. Buzzard. Buzzard's probably just gonna fly down there. This is difficult terrain, so this would be 10, 15, 20. And then, I mean, how are we... Oh, I think the rule for falling... The rule for falling is that if you fall more than 10... Or if you fall more than 5 feet, you take half the amount of the fall in damage. So if you fall 10 feet, you take 5 damage. But I think there's a reflex save or something involved with that. I'm just looking at acrobatics. No? Not really. You can grab an edge. But that's not what we want to do. We want to jump. Leap. I might just have to take 5 damage, but I think if you take any damage from a fall, you go prone? Again, maybe based on a save? There's some sort of save. When you fall more than 5 feet, you take bludgeoning damage equal to half the distance you fell and land prone. Yeah, but there's gotta be. Doesn't that seem kind of insane? There's no way to just jump down into a pit without falling prone? 10 feet? I've seen parkour videos. This says that you can stride off a ledge, use your reaction to grab an edge. If you succeed at the climb DC, you'll lower yourself 5 feet that way, and can then drop the other 5 feet without taking damage. That's a very weird way to adjudicate such a thing. But, you know, it's a very tight game. They have rules for everything for a reason. So... Okay, so you fall from or past an edge or handhold, acrobatics or reflex save, usually at the climb DC. And if you succeed... this seems to be different. Seems like it's easier to just climb down. I guess. Then I have to find rules for climbing. Which is an athletics check. But can you just do it as part of a stride, or does it have to be... You have to stand at the edge and then do a stride action to start climbing? I mean, there's a big thread about it, so... I mean, it's not like that ridiculous of a scenario, jumping down 10 feet. There's a lot of different takes on it, obviously. Many threads about this. Basically, the rules as written. The rules as written. Wait a minute. Yeah, unbreakable. When you fall, reduce the falling damage you take as though you'd fallen half the distance. God damn it! I could have just ignored all this. Okay, so he'll be sudden charging, and he'll fall down there, so he takes no damage, because half the distance would be 5 feet, which is no damage. And then at the end of his stride, he, well, he would have raged first, so I think let's just do that. There you go, rage. And now he'll do his sudden charge. He hits. Does a lot of damage. 14 damage. Dead. Okay, well, we still didn't really solve the issue. But at least, you know, for Buzzard's case here, it works out. Okay, so this guy actually took damage, which means that he is going to try and climb out of the pit and then run away to warn Boss Scrong in the Mudlicker throne room, which is A10. Which is probably this room. No? Where the fuck is A10? Here. Okay, so they're going to try to climb out this way. So he's going to stride here. And then try and climb. So he has to do a DC 10, probably athletics check. which he has -1 on. Not very good. Because it's strength-based. Okay. So he gets, unless he has a climb speed. No, he does have climb speed. So he actually does not have any trouble climbing. So he'll get up here. And, I don't know how far he gets. We'll be nice, I guess, and say he gets there. Warn the boss. But these guys are going to, we'll say he goes there and targets Buzzard and is going to try and stab him, which he does because Buzzard is clumsy and raging and takes 1 whole damage. Brilliant. And then he's going to try again with a second hit. And he also succeeds. For 3 damage. Bad for Buzzard. Because this guy now is also going to move in. And now he's flanked, so it's quite bad. The AC 14. That is a miss, thankfully. And then a second shot. That's going to be a hit. Yep. Garziel may use Liberating Step. Wow. I mean, hell yeah, of course. No damage. Nice. Okay, Botha is going to move up to the ledge here. And she's probably just going to throw down Caustic Blast, I suppose. Yeah, and we'll just hit this guy. No, maybe she's going to go for this guy, actually. Reading the writing on the wall. That he's trying to get away to warn somebody. Double damage. Oh no, he's got 1 health. So close. Okay, Garziel. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I think we're counting this as acceptable, so... oh, but opening a door is an interact action, isn't it? That is not a free action. And he does not have sudden charge. Yep. Specifically an action to open a door. Fuck! This door's closed. I guess if we go along this edge. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5. This would be second diagonal. No, I haven't moved diagonal yet. So this would be 5, 10. 20. 25. Oh, I don't even have to. Okay. I mean, yeah, maybe you'd have to do a balance check there or something like that. That, I feel, would kind of depend on how your DM is feeling that day. Because balance is like a specific action you have to take. Yeah, it's probably... I probably should, to be honest. But it's kind of a bummer because if you succeed, you treat it as difficult terrain. You have to critically succeed to just treat it as normal. And his acrobatics is not too good. So we were here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So for him to do the acrobatics check, Wow, he actually rolled a 23. And I didn't set a DC. So the untrained task, like as an example, is tangled roots and uneven cobblestones. The trained task is a wooden beam. I feel like it's probably in there. Maybe it's like a 13. Yes, which does make it convenient that I just crit then. I don't know. Give it to me, man. Just give it to me, all right? Okay, and then he gets one glorious strike. Aha. Hey, you know, I've made the balance check, all right? You know, I could have just said, fuck it, I can walk through. But I did the balance roll, and if I had rolled poorly, I would have abided by the result. So, just let me have it. All right, Wibble Fizzle Crank. He moved in, and he shot, and then I think I reloaded. So... I wonder if you'd allow cover from being up on a ledge. Probably? I don't know. Seems to be a little bit of discussion about that. I mean, I feel like if this gremlin wanted to throw a dart, like that should not be as if they're throwing on even ground. Like throwing it up a 10-foot pit, that should be harder, right? So I think we'll rule that as cover. So he's going to attempt the hide action from the mid-flit. Critical failure. What? Hold on. I have an armor check penalty now? Is that always in effect? Oh, is that because I'm encumbered? Yeah, no. Yes. Think I'm encumbered? I don't know why I'm carrying so many fucking torches. But okay, I failed the hide, so I'm just gonna fire. Crit. Ooh, crit on an 18. That is nice. Obviously, that's a headshot with the musket, so quite dead. Now, okay, we still have one more, so he reloads, and Buzzard is just going to lash out. Critical miss on a 1. Quite clumsy of you. He'll lash out again. Miss. And he doesn't have much else going on in his life, so he'll just swing again for the fuck of it. Miss. He tried. I feel like this guy probably would try and flee. But we're not doing that unless specifically said. And he hasn't been damaged yet. And he hasn't run out of darts yet. So based on the conditions, he will fight till the end. And do a hearty... Oh, liberating step. Absolutely. Oh, we can skip a step here. He did 3 damage, so he takes no damage. So that was his first swing. He'll take a second swing. Miss, and he'll take a third swing. Critical miss. Nothing. Okay, Botha will, their reflexes are pretty high, so I think I'd rather just shoot off a sling and get a nice hit. 6 damage. Hot damn. She'll reload. Shoot her again. Crit. Wow. She domed him. She can be vicious when she needs to be. 2 damage. She grazed him. How unfortunate. Okay, Garziel... He's not going to jump down in the sinkhole. So instead, he's going to swap to a javelin. He's going to throw said javelin. He missed. And then he'll swap back to his neck splitter. Or pull out his neck splitter, I guess. Okay, Wibble. I don't know if I want to waste another bullet here. Maybe we'll just chuck this dagger. Alright, we're gonna pull out the dagger. Chuck said dagger. Fucking miss. Okay. And then pull out our musket. Now, technically, I don't have the dagger anymore. But, you know, we'll get it eventually. Okay, Buzzard, come on, just finish this little bitch. There we go. No problem. Obviously dead. And that is the encounter. Whew. Okay. So... Oh, this walkway we stepped into. 15-foot stone walkway spans a narrow stretch of swamp water, connecting the ruined keep to a large stone outbuilding. Double doors block each end of the walkway. Standing before the southeast door is a 7-foot-tall skeleton dressed in armor made of gnarled roots, bones, and rusted metal. The skeleton clenches a morning star in one weathered hand, with the weapon's heavy spike tip resting on the walkway at the skeleton's feet. Okay, well, it didn't attack us, so we kind of know that, we know that it's not an active threat. Buzzard's gonna climb out. And this is probably where you'd have to do your balance checks and stuff. But I think we can just flit through this door. Problem. Okay, so this skeleton then. Need a DC 12 perception check when we examine it. God, he's just terrible. How do we not notice the wooden struts and crude lashings that keep it together? How is that tough? So we just see a skeleton, and we think that it's real? I mean, I don't understand what that failure means. That's ridiculous. Here, this should be the text. Anyone examining the statue notices the wooden struts and crude lashings that keep it together. Done. Why does it have to be a fucking check that you can fail? I mean, we really have moved past this era of RPGs. It's so stupid. Yeah, I mean, it's just... Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that kind of shit. It's not interesting for anyone. It's just not interesting for any... It's not interesting for the players. It's not interesting for the DM. The failure just results in ridiculous situations that don't make any sense. And you just get into really just stupidity. Because say now that Botha was like, or the player was like, you know what, I'm going to examine it as well, because I don't believe him. And it's like, okay, well, why don't you believe him? But okay. And then they succeed, and like, how did you not notice these very obvious things clearly showing the skeleton like glued together? And then the Wibble player feels even worse because he failed such an obvious thing. And then every player is like, why was that even a check? And it's just dumb. I hate it. Don't do this shit. Oh, it's so bad. I mean, this is a huge reason why I moved away from Dungeons and Dragons. Because they can't escape this mentality. And it's still now in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. So many RPGs now have just moved on from this crap. Because again, as the GM, how am I supposed to explain this now to the player? It's just like, yeah, you don't notice anything unusual about the skeleton. Or you don't notice anything unusual about the statue. They can tell that it's a statue, but they can't notice the wooden struts and crude lashings keeping it together. Okay. So the check is supposed to let them know that if they damage it, it'll just fall apart. Wouldn't they already assume that? It's a skeleton statue. It's not made of stone. I don't know. I don't like any part of it. But what I think is more interesting here, I think I would skip, obviously, the perception check and say that, yes, it's very clear that this thing is held together with tape and hope. You know, it's ready to fall apart. And it seems to be kind of propped up by this morning star, which to your eyes looks like, you know, a capable weapon. I don't think I'd say it's a +1 morning star, but I'd say it looks like a really solid, good weapon. And then you have the player's decisions of like, okay, so if we touch this, it's going to fall apart. They might not put together that will have consequences, and I'm sure plenty of players will just be like, well, I grabbed the morning star. But maybe some players would put together that, oh, that Mitflit was trying to run into this room. There's probably something bad in the next room, and if we cause this skeleton to fall apart, they're going to hear that. Now, that's assuming that your players overlooked the fact that we have a character just firing off a fucking musket constantly. In which case everything in the entire area is alerted. But, yeah, yeah. So, in that case, probably, we just grab the Morning Star. And let the, you know, Garziel just grabs it and is like, this looks good. Oh. And the thing clatters to the ground in a big racket. And he probably wants to equip this. It does do slightly less damage, a 1d6 instead of a 1d8. It is versatile, so it could do piercing as well as bludgeoning. But it has that +1, which is kind of nice. Even though I did put a feat into the Orc Neck Splitter. The thing is, like, Buzzard's not going to use it. Buzzard loves his pickaxe till the day he dies. So again, I really need like the rules for runes. Any NPC with crafting can transfer runes. Rules as written, this takes 1 day and 10% of the rune's cost if you do the work yourself. I tend to charge an extra 10% to have an NPC do it. But that is your discretion. Okay, so we could actually go back to town. Or just do it ourselves. And transfer the potency rune that's on this Morning Star over to his pickaxe or the neck splitter. Probably the pickaxe, to be honest. Okay. I like that. I mean, I like that a lot. That's pretty sweet. Okay, good. Alright, let's find out what that clattering sound has caused for our troubles here. Doesn't really even seem to mention that they'll be, like, prepared ahead of time. But I guess, you know, they'd kind of get into position here. Something like that. They would be somewhat prepared for us. Okay. So Garziel kicks in the door. Buzzard kicks in the door simultaneously. As they're, like, yeah, maybe here or something. Okay. Splintered framing in the ceiling and floor hint that thin wooden walls once divided this stone building's interior. With those walls demolished, only a single large chamber remains. Rubble, swamp vegetation, and mud pile in heaps like foul nests. While a larger stack of rubble, sticks, and bones looks almost, but not quite, like a throne. A flattened mound of sand with a few dozen bits of wood and stones stuck into it covers the floor before the throne. Okay. Boss Scrong is always here. Splitting his time between berating other mudlickers within earshot, playing with his pet giant Solifagid, Bite, sleeping on his throne, or planning attacks on Otari and his sand pile. If Boss Scrong knows about the heroes in the vicinity, he sits on his throne at attention with Bite at his side. Okay, there you go. Ready to address them. He knew that it was just a matter of time before heroes from Otari challenged him in his domain, but he seemed surprised that it happened before he actually did anything to the town. Unlike the other Mitflits, Boss Scrong speaks common, and he imperiously demands to know why the heroes have come to bother him before he attacked Otari. If he realizes the heroes didn't come to confront him, he pathetically backpedals, insisting that he has no plans to attack and that he's harmless and friendly. He punctuates this reversal by using his trident to scatter the map of Otari at his feet. Canny heroes who can lie to Boss Scrong about their reasons for being here can talk to him and perhaps find out some of what he knows about Gauntlet Keep, but it doesn't take long before Boss Scrong's negligible bravery and greater impatience prompt him to begin his assault on Otari by attacking the heroes. Okay. So we're not going to waste time talking. If he goes down to 5 or less hit points, he gives up and begs for mercy. And then maybe we can get him to talk. But let's do the encounter. An extreme encounter. This is serious business now. And we got plenty of rolls. Actually, I could see for this setup actually having the Mitflits like hiding in like this shrubbery. If they were kind of pre-warned. I guess the smarter thing to do, if you're going to mess up the skeleton anyways, Probably just, like, charge through it, you know, and burst in. That way they don't get a chance. But there we have it. Okay, first Mitflit. They don't have many options here, so he's going to just throw some darts, probably at Buzzard. No, +8. Oh, range penalty. Look at that. Still, it's a hit. 1d4 minus 1 damage. 3 damage to Buzzard. Ow. He'll throw a second one just for the hell of it. Miss. Yeah, I imagine these are going to miss. He's got one more. Just chuck it. Critical miss. Alright. Wibble Fizzle Crank. We definitely want to hide, but our positioning is not perfect. I can't hide behind Buzzard. So I'd have to move here. And then hide. And we'd have to hide from all of those. Okay, so that is a failure. Why is Botha as a target? Well, okay, so the number that I rolled is 14. Their perception is 14. So... Oh, and I didn't add a +2 from cover, because I always forget. Okay, so I definitely hide from these Mitflits. I don't think I hide from Boss Strong. Or from Bite, but I hide from these two. They can't see me. And until the others point me out... Actually, that wouldn't do anything. So, I'm definitely hidden. So, we'll snipe one of these bad boys with our third action. And remember, his AC is 2 lower. Doesn't matter. And we do have sneak attack. Okay. Not terrible. Alright, Buzzard. Well, this is dangerous, but that's what Buzzard does best. He's going to rage. And then he's going to charge in. 5, 15, 20, 25. And then he's going to slash. With a pickaxe. Crit. Oh yeah, boy. Insert a... That, I mean, that should just be like... 40 damage at level 1? What the fuck? Insane amount. 15 plus 10. Wait a minute. 1d10 plus 10. It's 15. 25. Oh, maybe that's not double? I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot of damage. That should, like, terrify the others. That this goblin just rushed in immediately and... Basically, I split him in half with a pickaxe. It's terrifying. Okay, bite. He's got Pounce. So he can stride and make a strike at the end of that movement. If he begins this action hidden, it remains hidden until after the strike. That's not going to happen. But he also has Rend. So if he hits the same enemy with 2 consecutive strikes of the listed type, so claws, he automatically deals the strikes damage again. That's pretty dangerous. Obviously, he's going to climb over the corpse of that Mitflit. So he's going to pounce. So one action, he gets to move and attack with claws. Wow. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Okay, then he's going to... Oh, he actually has reach 10 feet. So he'll be back here. He's a big boy. He'll try claws again. Critical miss. He rolled 2 2s in a row. Very nice. And then his third action will be, I suppose, one last claw. Or maybe he'll try and move away. No, animals are dumb. Okay, good. Him being 10 feet away, though, means that he doesn't set up a flank for this mid-flit. This mid-flit is going to move here. And he's actually going to try and trip. He's going to trip. So that is an athletics check. Whoops. He's terrible at athletics. This is a big waste of his action. Yeah, obviously, definitely a miss. So that was his second action. His third action will be to just try and stab him. And miss. Okay, good. Boss strong! Boss strong! He's got a blowgun. Actually, I think it recommended his tactics. He hangs back to use his blowgun from behind the cover of his throne. Okay. So he is behind cover. And, he's got self-loathing, he's got vermin empathy, vengeful anger. And then he's got this poison, because he's got 2 poison darts. So, of course, he's going to try and, just smack. Yep, with the poison. So, it's just 1 damage to Buzzard, but Buzzard also has to roll a DC 15 Fortitude, which he is an expert in. So no problem succeeding on that, which is good, because that poison is shitty. I like that everyone rolled... Yeah, Garzel and Botha just rolled pretty shitty. Oh, wait a minute. This Mitflit shouldn't even be in the battle. Remove participant. Fuck, so this guy didn't even get to go yet. I guess that's okay. He didn't do anything. But yeah, he should be here. Alright, anyways. Second action, he's going to try his second poison blowgun dart. He missed completely. So those are gone. That was just kind of big action, really. Bummer for him. But he has a lot of other blow darts. Doing 1 damage. Not very good. Not very good at all. But I guess that's what he's doing. He's not a very effective combatant, actually. He missed by 1 there. Alright. Garzel will, he doesn't have sudden charge, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then he'll swing. He's still using the neck splitter, so that's what we're doing. Miss on a 5. Okay. He'll try again. Damn. Would have been nice. That's alright. Okay, Botha is going to move here. And she's going to use, of course, Caustic Blast. Oh, Grease, though. We seem to be doing okay. I don't know if I need a Grease. We just need a good Caustic Blast. 7. It's good. Alright, the Mitflit first. He takes half that, which is enough to kill him. The Bite, plus 8 on the roll. He fails, so he takes 7 damage. Good. And Boss Strong. He takes half. Alright, not too shabby. Can't complain. Back to Wibble Fizzlecrank. I move, I hid, I fired. So I have to reload. Then, move. And then probably try and... Nah, he's undercovered, so... Yeah, we'll just go for the big bug. It is a hit. Not much damage, but it's a hit. This should probably be where I try and recall knowledge to get off guard. 1 damage is pretty lame as a turn. But Buzzard's here. And Buzzard's not going to overthink it. He's just going to step up. Target bite, and swing. Swing and a miss. He'll swing a second time. Crit. I think that's going to be the end of bite. Jesus. Oh, yes. 32 damage. Kapow! Cut the bug in half. Oh my god. Buzzard. So good. Okay, Boss Strong. I mean, by the rules, he just continues to chuck out blowgun darts. Because he's really kind of a cowardly little bitch. But he has no poison on these, so they don't really do much. They do 1 damage, and I'll use Liberating Step, so no damage. Second is a miss, third is a miss, and that's Boss Strong. Not looking too hot. Garzi will move in. And swing. Fucking miss, of course. And let's demoralize him with our third action. Should have done that first. Failure, unfortunately. Vatha. Probably just sort of the same thing. She'll move here. And throw out a Caustic Blast. Now, I don't know how cover interacts with, like, an area effect like that. I'm not sure. Probably I could look that up if we really want to know. Do you really want to know? Standard cover gives +2 to AC and to reflex saves against area effects. So there you have it. He actually would have a 23, which would still just be half damage. He'd have to get 27 to take no damage. Okay. So that's good to know. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Wibble Fizzlecrank. Wibble will reload. He will hide. With +2, I really wish it would just automatically add that. But I understand. Failed, and then he'll just fire. And keep in mind, he does have cover. Okay, it's a critical miss. Okay, but that's fine, because Buzzard's going to finish this. We're flanking him now. Buzzard's pissed. It's all over. $15 damage to Boss Strong. So he's got 3 health. So on his turn now, he grovels and surrenders and throws down his blowgun and his trident. Uh, uh. I don't think it takes much to get this guy to talk. Maybe just like a DC 10 intimidation or something. But we are going to award 120 XP for that. Very nice. Up to 430 now. So let's see. End rage. And raise a shield. And let's have Garziel roll intimidation. Okay, yes, he is crit intimidated. He is extremely intimidated. He's ready to give us everything. Everything he's got. Okay, so he knows all about all the dangers in areas A1 through A10, the giant scorpion in A14, and the swamp dragon that lives under the ruined boathouse. He also knows about the bogies in the keep, warning the heroes about the haunts in the dining room and the glowing ghosts in Nimbaloth's shrine. He never visited the outbuilding on the island to the northwest, but mentions that a boat full of people, whom he can describe as big and sneaky looking, came to visit it a week ago. The visitors went into the swamp dragon's cave while the dragon was out, but the dragon returned soon thereafter. Boss Scrong assumes the people got eaten. If asked about Gauntlight's eerie glow, Boss Scrong's eyes get big and he shakes his head, warning the heroes that the light is the creepiest haunting of them all. He confirms that every night the light glows, and he worries that there might be a big ghost up there. He confirms that the Mudlickers used to live in a dungeon level beneath Gauntlight Keep, but that a bunch of mushroom-eyed people chased them up here many nights ago. He can provide a crude map of the first level and a partial map of the second if the heroes can successfully request or coerce the favor from him and supply him with the means to write out a map. A bribe of at least 2 gold pieces automatically gets him feeling helpful enough to provide these maps. We'll skip that. He hates the mushroom-eyed people and promises them, the heroes, a big pile of shiny gems if they go downstairs, kill them all, and defeat their king. He describes the king as a magic priest mushroom-eye guy who can hurt your brain just by looking at you. Boss Scrong doesn't actually have any shiny gems, and if the heroes do his quest and return with proof, he realizes that the heroes are tougher than the Morlocks and that he made a terrible mistake in promising them treasure he doesn't have. He instead throws himself at their mercy and agrees to abandon his plots against Otari forever. See, I feel like most players are just going to be like, dude, if you've got shiny gems, you better give them now, or we'll fucking cut your throat. And I think that would be a harder intimidation. Because, you know, he could just say, well, they're hidden, you know, and if you want them, you're gonna have to do this for me. Blah, blah, blah. So, he could still be bullied into admitting that he doesn't have them. But he's obviously hoping that they'll just go down there and die, and he can resume his business here. So, for now, he'll just wait there in case they go there and die. He can just resume his shit here. Okay, yeah, so far, I mean, we've just kind of been slaughtering everything. We're doing quite well, but it's early days, so who's to say? At this point, we may want to take some time. I mean, we're pretty good, but we may want to wait another couple hours. I mean, this is probably the point where you'd have to kind of start keeping track of what time it is to know when nighttime sets in. But let's go back to this little room so we can... It's actually not a very Actually, these are arrow slits, so this is a fairly fortified room. So we'll just hang out here for a bit. And let's get rid of these mid-flits. Vatha is going to... where is fucking... Where is Buzzard? How did I lose Buzzard? Can you... How do you... Where did Buzzard go? I only have 3 here. We lost him. What the fuck? How did we lose Buzzard? How does that happen? He got deleted? Well, I guess you can just... Yeah, okay, we can just put him back down. He doesn't have the right things. This needs to be called Buzzard. And, need to pick the right image for his token that keeps getting reset. There you go. Okay, I don't know what happened. Alright, so we'll just hang out here. We'll chill. Vatha will spend a little time gathering some local ingredients to do this properly. And she will treat wounds on people. Very important ability to have in your party. So she gets +2. And she crit. Wow. Well, he's definitely full. And she'll also do it on Buzzard. 3 wounds. Nature. That is a success. Thanks to that +2. There you go. See? And heal him for +8. Okay. She could spend the rest of the hour to heal him to full. If we really wanted. But time is always somewhat of a concern. So we'll leave it at that. And I don't know why the players would go out into this swamp area. But I can obviously see there is a monster there, a cool encounter. So we kind of want to do it. We like having encounters. So we're out here just surveying the wildlife. And this slurk. Tangles of reeds grow in thick clusters around the edge of this muddy pool. The water appears murky with algae, and the half-decayed body of a 3-foot-tall scaly humanoid lies on the pool's northern bank, half buried in mud and leaves. So all the water in this pond is difficult terrain due to all the mud. A single slurk, the former guardian and only surviving remnant of the stone-scale kobolds who recently dwelt in the ruins, still lives in this pond. Midflits enjoy playing Dodge the Squirt. They taunt the slurk into spitting slime at them while they dash across the vine. The slurk prefers to sleep in the center of the pond with its snout above the water during the day, then flops out at night to hunt. Loud noises, such as a collapsing drawbridge, the scent of sudden free food, or anyone splashing around on the pool's edge, will rouse the slurk from its slumber. Once woken, the monster eagerly attacks any creatures nearby, but it doesn't leave sight of its pond. The creature fights to the death. Of course it does. Okay, so we see this corpse over on the northern bank, and we're like, oh, well, we want to get that. That sounds great. And then the slurk makes itself known. It doesn't really imply that it... Yeah, it's not stealthy or anything. So it just appears, rousing out of the water. This will probably be a pretty quick encounter. Okay. Vatha goes first. Obviously, we're going to do some caustic blasting, because what we do is blast ass. There you go. Go ahead and roll. Failure. Take your 6 damage. Easy. Garziel will move 10 feet through the mud there. He will try to demoralize. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he'll try to demoralize the Slurk. Okay, critical success. Frightened 2. That's the sort of stuff you love to see. And now he will swing. 19. For 8 damage. Nice. Okay, Wibble will make his hide check behind Botha, as he does, you know. And that is definitely a success. So now he will fire. Again, this is -2 AC. So 13. But it's just a hit. Damage with sneak attack. Very solid. 9 damage to the Slurk. And then he'll reload. Okay, the Slurk. Yeah. He's got belly grease. 5-foot emanation. He extrudes a slippery grease from its ventral glands. That's his entire turn, though. And really, it's just if anyone wants to move into it, which is going to be useful for Buzzard, but I think this guy's kind of fucked anyways. So I think he's probably going to try and move. I want to say that he's not affected by the mud. But there's nothing here that says he's not affected by the mud. Oh, it says an extra few feet of mud below make it greater difficult terrain. Is that a thing? Does that exist? Yes, it is. So it's 10 extra feet per square. I think probably for balance purposes, makes more sense if he... Oh, he has balance. Oh, no, I accidentally added that. Yeah, probably for balance purposes, he's not affected by the difficult terrain. So he's just going to move back. And he's going to spit. And he's going to spit very well. So, this doesn't do any damage. So it's not really that big of a deal. Oh, there you go. He's got Clumsy 1, -5 foot penalty to speed for 1 hour or until the slime is removed. 1 hour. Who would just sit here for an hour? I guess. Yeah, alright. And then his third action will probably be to try and spit on Buzzard. No, very close. damn close. Okay, then that's the end of his turn. I don't know if it'll automatically remove. No, alright. So he's frightened 1. Buzzard, though, yeah, so that's 10 extra feet per square. 15 feet per square. So even with, well, with 3 strides, that's 75 feet. 15, 30, 45, 60, 75. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jesus. That's how far we can go. So even with sudden charge, like, I wouldn't be able to hit him afterwards. We just have to glare at this fucking lizard. Botha will just use another, you know, our favorite, Caustic Blast. It's just oh so good. That's gonna be 4 damage. Garzeal, yeah. I mean, what can you do, really? He can move 60 feet. So 4 squares with all his actions. I guess that's probably what he should do. 15, 30, 45, 60. There we are. That's his turn. Wibble Fizzlecrank will do the same thing. He'll hide, shoot, and reload. It's the standard Wibble turn. It works out. That is a success. He is hidden. He will fire. -2 to his AC, though, so that is a hit. Thankfully. And he does get sneak attack for 9 damage. And that is the end of the encounter. Easy little 60 XP. We didn't even take any damage. Quite easy. Okay, so he'll obviously clear off the goop. And Botha investigates the area. So she'll do a DC 12 nature check. It's just ridiculous, man. These checks. I mean, obviously, that's pretty useless information. But that is fun that small creatures could have run along this vine. I don't know what it would really accomplish, except would allow you to skip a few things and go straight to Boss Scrog, but aside from that. Okay, the corpse of a dead kobold lies on the Bond's north bank. The Slurk avoided eating the carcass out of lingering loyalty to the recently slaughtered tribe, and the Slurk's presence kept the Mitflits from looting it, but not from eyeing it covetously from afar. The gear on the kobold's body is mostly ruined, with the exception of 4 gold pieces in 1 rotten belt pouch and a spike snare bundled securely in a little backpack. Okay, well, Wibble handles all the money, so he's going to get 4 more gold pieces. That's very good. He's also going to hand off some of these items. Though he's not really carrying that much. I don't know why he's so encumbered. Most of this stuff is just light bulk. He'd have to dump like his climbing kit or something. And yeah, okay, there you go. I don't think he was really. I don't think encumbered mattered. I think his leather armor just gives him a -1 on checks. That's annoying. Yeah, that's definitely annoying. No doubt about it. Anyways, and then the spike snare. Is this a thing that exists? Can we get this? Spike snare, yes. Basic snare consists of hidden spikes that rely on a creature's momentum to lacerate or potentially impale it as it enters the snare's square, dealing 2d8 piercing damage. Creature must attempt a DC 17 basic reflex saving throw. That's not too bad. I guess we'll give that to Wibble. Maybe he'll be able to find a use for it. Never know. Okay. While we're at it, I guess, let's go around the exterior here. I don't know. I haven't looked at the whole map, so I don't know exactly where anything is. But that's part of the fun. We're going to go around here. Trudge through the swamp a little bit. We get up to this ledge and find nothing. Okay. Just checking. So let's, and obviously there's a big ledge over there. We could climb down into the swamp and go all the way around. Which would let you go up to this old pier and through that way, which is kind of an interesting route, but what maniacs would do shit like that? So let's just go through another door. How about this door? This is Belcora's office, so it should be okay. Yeah. Okay. Step in. The ceiling has collapsed in the southwest corner of this room. The walls bear several shelves, but the books and papers once kept here have rotted to ruin long ago due to exposure to the elements, as have the wooden desk and chair in an alcove to the northeast. Okay, well then, doesn't look like there's anything in here, so let's do a DC 20 perception check. I love these things. And look at that, I failed. Isn't that great? So we don't find the secret door in the east wall. But we do search the desk. You automatically note a hidden drawer that has fallen partially open, revealing a few still potent alchemical elixirs Belcora stashed here. A lesser comprehension elixir, a minor elixir of life, and a lesser skeptic's elixir. Okay, so the comprehension elixir lets you... well, first of all, there were 7 gold, so we're probably going to sell it. But you can understand any words you read as long as they're written in a common language for 1 minute. Yeah, that's probably getting sold. So we'll give that to him. Skeptic's Elixir for 1 minute, +1 bonus to perception checks and perception DCs to notice falsehoods. Also probably getting sold. And Elixir of Life. 1d6 hit points, +1 item bonus to saving throws against diseases and poisons for 10 minutes. Sure. Okay. Well, we don't see that secret door. Let's open this door. This triangular room might have once seemed comfortable, but after years of rain and exposure to the elements through the 2 arrow slits in the northwestern wall, the room's divan, armoire, and tapestries have fallen to decay. Divan? We're in the room. Okay, well, again, Wibble's always searching every room. So we automatically find the Rusted Ring of Keys. Rust has ruined 6 of its iron keys, but 2 bronze keys remain usable. The one decorated with a lighthouse unlocks the trapdoor to Gauntlet's cupola. The other decorated with a book unlocks the door to Belcora's private reading room. So this is what players would just see. It's just this. And you wouldn't tell them what they unlock. You would just give them the keys. And then they would try keys on every locked door they come across. And hey, look, a DC 16 perception check. Should we give it a try? Oh, I rolled a natural 1. I will never find that thing as long as it exists. And the group just, of course, trusts Wibble to find stuff because, hey, he found those potions and he found this rusted ring of keys. So if there's anything else of interest, he would find it. And again, these checks are done in secret by the GM. So, as a GM, you just say, yeah, you find the rusted ring of keys, but there doesn't seem to be anything else in this room. Awesome. Yeah, what else is there to say? That's the system. Okay. Here we have a locked door, however. Scorpion kennel. And there's a big scorpion in there. Rubble has mostly buried the door to the scorpion kennel. Characters can try to clamber over the pile of rubble through a hole in the roof and down into the room beyond with a successful DC 10 athletics skill check. Okay, well, Garziel will, of course, do that because he's a man's man. So he's going to roll athletics skill check. He succeeds. Oh no, there's a giant scorpion. The ceiling of this room has fallen in 2 places. A smaller collapse destroyed a flight of stairs that once led up to the now ruined upper floor. A larger collapse mostly buried the southern double door, leaving a hole in the roof partially blocked with several crossed timbers. A second double door to the north has a stone face carved with skulls caked with tangles of moss. This room serves as a kennel for the Mudlicker's first significant acquisition, a giant scorpion. It attacks other creatures at once. It can skitter easily over the rubble in this room and doesn't treat it as difficult terrain. The scorpion can climb the rubble to the south and force open a path to pursue heroes with a successful DC 18 athletics check if necessary, but it's unlikely to do so unless attackers are harrying it from the other side of the rubble. The scorpion is a particularly dangerous foe for first level characters, so you might encourage the heroes to retreat if they're having a hard time with it, and have the scorpion retreat back to this room rather than pursue fleeing heroes very far. If I was a little bitch. Okay. Batha is going first. So these characters are going to have to climb over the rubble. So we'll stride, and I don't know at what point the check is made. Is that a separate stride action or not? I don't know. Let's just roll, see what we get out of it. Okay, she succeeded. So I guess she'll just climb through. And we'll say she's got her 2 actions, because we'll be kind for today. And we will use Grease, because this is a tough battle. So we'll just target every square the scorpion's in to make it easy. And it has to roll a DC 17 reflex. No, that was Batha, you idiot. This. Ah, so close to a 5. Rolled a critical success. So yeah. He, doesn't have to do much. I don't know if he has to do the check again when he moves on the grease, but he's not going to move on the grease, because Garziel, of course, is going to step up. like a man. And he's going to... He probably is not going to swing yet. He's going to demoralize, or attempt to. Intimidate it with a glare. He failed. And then he'll raise his shield. Raise shield. This should be sheath. Okay. Buzzard will follow suit. He's probably going to... Yeah, he's probably going to move and then have to sudden charge to make this work. But that's fine. Athletics, he'll almost certainly make this. Unless you roll a 1, then you fail. Oh boy, I don't know what happens if you fail. But I guess he'll try again. Okay, he succeeds. Again, I don't know exactly the action cost of making checks like that and crawling through. Well, we'll just say that he rages, and that's his turn. Okay, the scorpion goes. It is a level 3, so this thing is not a lightweight. Does have an op, so we do need to be aware of that. It can grab and then constrict. And it also has giant scorpion venom, which is pretty bad. So it's going to start by attacking with the stinger. Okay, that is definitely a hit. There's no way around that. So we're going to roll the damage. He will use shield block, actually. Okay. Pretty good. His shield is doing okay still. He doesn't use shield block that often. And then he has to do the 18 basic fortitude, so 50-50 on this. Thank God for that. So, shrugged off the poison. Then he's going to do his second action as a pincer attack to try and grab him. He hits just barely. Okay, so he hit. He's going to do damage on the hit. 1d8 plus 6. Ouch. 9 damage to Garziel. And then, as a third action, he can attempt to grab. It neither applies nor counts towards his multiple attack penalty. So yeah, I think he just rolls a grapple. Plus 11. And that is a critical success. Target is restrained until the end of your next turn unless you move or your target escapes. So he's restrained, which is the worst version. He can barely move or a creature has him pinned. He has the off guard and immobilized conditions. And he can't use any actions or manipulate actions except to attempt to escape or force open his bonds. Boy, oh boy, what a shitty scenario. Okay, Wibble Fizzlecrank. He's going to attempt to move, like, here. We'll see if that happens. His athletics is not good. It's good enough. I mean, that was a lot of movement. That's probably 2 actions, I would think. So, I guess let's... If I do Mastermind, that only lasts until the start of my next turn. There's not much I can do here. I guess I could hide, and then we might remain hidden until the next turn. So, sure. Again, this should be +2. Okay, that's a success. So I am hidden from the Scorpion at this point. Both is going to go. Now, can I help with this condition at all? I don't think so. Oh, I can maybe use an aid action to give him like a +1. Maybe I could try and force open. But I don't think I can help him escape other than aid. So that's not good. Jesus. I can give him guidance at the very least. There's that. So, yeah, I guess we will use guidance on Garziel, and then I'll use Caustic Blast. Miserable, man. Fucking miserable. He actually failed, but only 2 damage. Okay, Garziel. Awesome. Okay, so our options here are either escaping or forcing open. So force open is going to be an athletics check, I suppose. Escape is acrobatics or athletics. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's that. How is guidance not counting for that? That has to count. Sure. That looks good. All right, that's a success. I remove grabbed, immobilized, and restrained conditions. Okay. Restrained. Oh, wait a minute. That can't be correct. Yeah, he escaped. Target is restrained until the end of your next turn, or your target escapes. I escaped, motherfucker. How are you going to stop me? How are you going to stop me from being escaped? What the fuck? I escaped. Oh, I'm trying to delete the condition. I have to delete the effect. There you go. Okay. Well, that was good. That was very good. So that does count as an attack roll, though. So I don't have much else. I think probably in that case, I'm going to use the Elixir of Life. To heal for 5. And then I'm going to raise my shield again. Which I have to remove and do again. Make sure I have my 20 AC. Okay, Buzzard. This is the time. This is the time, Buzzard. 5, 10, 15. Yes, I know it will. It will sting me. It won't stop my movement unless he somehow kills me. But yes, he does get stinger. That is a hit. Roll them bones. No. Oh, wait a minute. 8 damage. No, Buzzard can take it. You can take it. And then Buzzard has to make the DC 18 basic fortitude save, but he's an expert. So he fails by 1. God damn it. Okay, so 1d10 poison and enfeebled for 1 round. That really sucks. So he takes the 1d10 right now. Oh, thank God. Okay, Buzzard is he's still here. He's still okay. So that was his 1 action. His 2nd action will of course be to swing. Now with the enfeebled condition. Crit! Yes! Yes! So good. So good. Big money. Big money. Pretty good. 34 damage. Look at that. Nearly cut it in half with 1 hit. You'll love to see it. Yeah, he'll swing again. Fortunately, a miss. Still pretty good. God, I feel though like it's gonna turn on Buzzard now. After a shot like that, how could it not? So it's I think Buzzard at the end of his turn has to roll the save again to see if it gets worse. Because that's what an affliction is. And it has stages. Again, if we want to bring up the rules for afflictions, just for fun, for funsies. When you're first exposed to the affliction, you must attempt a saving throw against it. Blah, 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 blah. If you fail, you advance to stage 1 of the affliction or are subjected to the listed effect. Multiple stages. At the end of a stage's listed interval, you must attempt a new saving throw. But when does the 1 round happen? Multiple exposures to the same curse or disease currently affecting you have no effect. For a poison, however, failing in the initial saving throw against a new exposure increases the stage by 1. So that's bad. I don't know when the enfeebled or when that 1 round effect takes place. A little vague. If it's 1 round per stage, do it at the end of their turn. Okay, then I guess Buzzard probably has to make this save at the end of his turn. So we'll just do that. Okay, and he failed again. So now he ticks down to stage 2. And at this point, he takes 2d10 poison damage. For 5 damage. Okay. And he's now enfeebled for the next round. And then at the end of that round, he'll have to roll again. And if he succeeds, he goes down to stage 1. He takes another 1d10 and becomes enfeebled for 1 round. If he fails, he goes to stage 3, takes another 2d10, and enfeebled 2. And at that point, you know, he has to tick back down the stages. It's a lot of fucking damage. It's a very bad poison. And that's made worse if this thing continues to stab him with more poison. So, yeah, it's not looking good for Buzzard. And, it does have max duration of 6 rounds, so you don't just take poison forever. But still, that's level 1, that's a very bad poison. Will be nice. If I were the DM, I would be certainly nice here and just target Garziel, so we'll do that. He will use his Stinger against Garziel. Crit. Well, I'm not being that nice, am I? Crit damage here, 1d6 plus 6 times 2. He's, of course, going to shield block. But this is going to destroy his shield. And take 17 damage. Holy shit. And he has to succeed on basic fortitude. So I'm certainly not being too nice. He does succeed, thankfully, so he doesn't take that. Now he's going to try to use pincers. Don't have the shield anymore. He crits again. Okay, as a DM, I would be fudging this, by the way. This is very mean. But they picked a fight with a giant scorpion, so... 26 damage. Am I reading this correctly? 1d8 plus 6. He rolled a 7. Yes, that is 26 damage. 26 damage. Holy shit. So massive damage is only if it's double your health. So he's definitely not in concern of that. But he might go straight to dying too. If the effect that knocked you out was a critical success from the attacker, or the result of your critical failure, you gain dying 2 instead. So yes, he is dying 2. Which is not good. He has a lot of fucking effects on him. Okay. So that was his second attack, so now I guess he'll turn on Buzzard and try and do his third pincer attack on him. Thankfully, that's a miss, but we're in enough trouble here. Okay, Wibble Fizzlecrank is hidden. We know that. His gun is ready. This is all primed and set to go. So let's just make it happen. Again, he's got -2 AC. We hit anyways, so it's all good with sneak attack. This could end it if we roll well. We didn't roll too well. 5 damage. He's going to then reload. No, maybe it would behoove me to go for a flank. 5. Let's see, that would be 15. No, there's too much difficult terrain here. This is all rubble. So I guess I'll just reload and try and fire again, but I believe I need a 17 or higher to hit him. But what else have I got, man? What else have I got? Reload and fire again. Miss. Close, but a miss. Okay, Botha. There's not much she can actually do to assist Garziel. She can only potentially assist Buzzard by going for a flank. But I think a Caustic Blast is really unlikely to make it happen. Now, I guess we'll go for swapping to our Sickle. So that's one action. For our second action, we'll stand over Garziel's body. And then our third action, we're going to swing. Is that a hit? Oh, it's a hit! I need to roll a 4. Yeah! Botha! Holy shit. That encounter was nuts! Yeah, if it was not for Buzzard's rage crit there, that could have been disastrous. We would have lost probably 2 of our characters at least. Holy fuck. For a measly 80 XP. God damn. And that's why they don't actually recommend doing stuff like that, where you just throw a big monster that's 2 levels higher than your party. Because its stats are going to be really inflated, and it's going to be able to just, like, basically one-shot your characters. And that's not a very exciting way to play. So I don't think this is really recommended. But it also feels really good when you do succeed and kill it. Thanks to lucky crits. Okay, well, we're, of course, going to quickly, I mean, he has to roll his recovery before I could actually stabilize him. So we'll roll this. So now he's at dying 3. But then Botha can just cast Stabilize. So he loses the dying condition. He remains unconscious at 0 hit points. And I think so we can't do much for him. We can't treat his wounds for another, like, 50 minutes. So there's not much there. Oh, there's also the poison. I forgot. That's not over. I think there is a treat poison or something like that. Treat poison. So Buzzard will run over there, hoping that Botha will help the pain flowing through his veins currently. So he's at stage 2 currently. He's then going to roll his DC 18 check. Actually, I shouldn't have removed the enfeeble. But he failed, so now he's on stage 3. So he takes 2d10 damage. This is so harsh. Like, if you lose the Buzzard after the battle, that just feels terrible. Yeah, roll 2d10. Not 210, damn it. 11 more damage to It's a buzzard. So he is actually dying now. Shit, dude. Not great. Okay, well, she's obviously going to, she's going to stabilize him, and then she's going to treat poison. And she's actually not trained in medicine, and her natural healer is very specific. Natural medicine. It can only use nature for treating wounds. So this isn't good. She, this is against the poison's DC, which is 17. So she actually critically failed. He gets a -2 to his next save against the poison. God. I think it's only been like 3 rounds too. Like he's not good, and he's at 0 health. So any damage he takes now just ticks down his dying condition. So that's good. So first he well, yeah, so he's just unconscious, but now he takes the because I'm almost certain, like, the poison doesn't just go away after the battle's over. It doesn't work like that. Yeah, so he has to roll his fortitude save. Just link that in chat again. So he's gonna, oh, it's a DC 18. So he's got -2 thanks to her botching this disastrous scenario. So he failed. Which just repeats stage 3. So he takes... Damn, I mean, it doesn't really matter. He didn't crit fail, so all that matters is his dying condition goes up to 1. So as long as he doesn't crit fail, I don't think he can actually die from this, because she can keep stabilizing him. But what is wounded? I feel like I should know that, because this seems bad. Anytime you lose the dying condition, you become wounded 1, if you didn't already have the wounded condition. If you already have the wounded condition, your wounded condition value instead increases by 1. If you gain dying condition while wounded, increase the dying condition's value by your wounded value. Okay. Well, he is definitely wounded. As for what exactly that means for him, I don't know. It doesn't say what wounded. What does wounded do? It doesn't even say what wounded does. It just says how you get it. Oh, here. This is the main effect. If you gain the dying condition while wounded, increase the dying condition's value by your wounded value. So, yes, he can die, because now every time that he takes damage... Yes. It'll increase it by 1. And so if I keep patching him up, he'll continue to get wounded. And then that makes his dying checks even worse. But it also removes his dying checks. So it's probably still better. Okay, so he's at dying 2 then, technically. And then we go back to Botha's turn. And, she's probably going to continue to stabilize. Still think it's the best way to go. Because it resets the dying. But then, yeah, he dies at... He does not have Die Hard, or whatever. So, if he hits dying 4, he's dead. He's fucking dead. Meaning that, if he has wounded 3, and he takes any damage to go to dying, he's dead. Which is pretty bad. That is important to note. I could use a healing potion on him to heal him, but he's still going to take like 2d10 damage. So he's likely to just die anyways. So, but on his next turn, if he takes any amount of damage now, he'll go to dying 4 because of the wounded, and he'll die. So I either have to stabilize him, which removes dying, puts him at 0 still, gives him wounded 2. And then he'll take damage on his turn and be at dying 3. And then at that point, I'm pretty fucked. Alternatively, I can use a potion on him, which will heal him, and then also give him wounded 2, but there's a chance that he won't take enough damage to drop him to dying. I guess. I mean, it's pretty bad either way. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll use one of his potions here. I rolled a 1, of course. So that's basically worst case scenario, because that's practically no better than him being stabilized. He still gets wounded 2. He's awake now, but now on his turn, he's going to have to do something. I guess I could use the other healing potion. We may as well. His life is on the line. So now he heals 6 more. He's up to 7. Chances are he'll still get dropped, but you never know. Okay, so now he has to make the Fortitude saving throw. And this should actually be at -2 because he's enfeebled. Or no, that's just strength. That doesn't actually affect it. Okay, so he failed again. So he repeats the stage 3 stuff, which is 2d10. And enfeebled. So if we roll... No, we rolled 11. So he takes 11 damage. So now he goes to dying 3. Because he's wounded 2. And now I think that was the 5th round. So he still has to do 1 more round. And at this point, I have no idea how to save his life. I think this is fairly, you know, narratively kind of, it's not out of place. He did defeat the Scorpion, essentially, but he paid for it with his life. But I don't know of any way that she can, save him. And I don't think any other character has anything that could save him. Oh wait, we have Lay on Hands. What the fuck? I have Lay on Hands, I forgot! Holy shit! Okay, well, obviously we're just going to lay on hands twice. Which is 12 health. So yeah, we cast that twice. Okay, so he is he's not dying anymore. He's got 12 health. There's still obviously a chance that he could die, but it's better. It's definitely better. I don't think that she can do anything to help him other than giving him guidance, I suppose. So we'll give him guidance. And Wibble can't do much. Yeah. Okay, then it pretty much all comes down to 2d10. Because no matter what, unless he crits on his fortitude save, he's taking 2d10. So we'll let him roll just in case. But chances are he's taking the 2d10. Okay, he succeeded. So he goes down to stage 2, but that's, again, still 2d10. So it all comes down to whether he rolls higher than 12 on this damage. The average of this should be 10. So on average, he survives this, but you know how dice rolls are. He took 6 damage and he lives. Whew. Oh my god. Right. So I did mess up one thing, and that's due to the fact that Garziel should actually still be unconscious at 0 HP, so he should not have been able to lay on hands. Had I actually been thinking clearly, though, we would have used one of the healing potions on Garziel instead of both on Buzzard, so that Garziel could then lay on hands him. And had I done all that at once, I think it would have worked out even better. So let's pretend I did things slightly more correctly, but still a very harrowing situation there. Very close. Not too hot. Yeah, so we'll just say that we used a healing potion on him and he has 3 health. Okay. Is there any loot here before we just flee? Although the tangles of moss growing on the skull carving seem like part of the overgrowth prevalent throughout the ruin, they belong to the original design. The mossy skull is the religious symbol of Nimbaloth, the outer god of ghosts, despair, swamps, and will-o-wisps, whom Belcora reveres as her patron. Nimbaloth's lore is rare and hidden, so his hero must succeed at a DC 25 religion check. God, who's even good at religion here? I mean, she's investigating, I guess, so she has to make the roll. But no, we'll say Wibble during all this time worrying about Buzzard. He was looking at this stuff. Yeah, okay. So nothing of note here. Intense shit. The group then is going to go back to Otari. And, yeah, I mean, whew. Now, for healing purposes, treat wounds is very, I mean, it's such an important skill. We can use it every hour, and if we heal the person for the full hour, if we heal the person for the full hour, you double the hit points. So if you spend 8 hours in town, I mean, how are you not all going to be at full health? I feel like treat wounds is essentially now you just heal for full overnight in a safe location. Like, it practically invalidates the actual resting, where you just heal your con modifier times your level. Because we're going back to town at like 5 p.m. and we're just gonna spend. I mean, okay. So here, let's just do it hour by hour. So here's the first hour when we're back in town, and I'm not gonna give the +2, so we'll just do this. This is the first hour, and I spend the whole hour. Right, so I heal 11 plus another 11. He's already full, you know. So, yeah. Resting overnight is mostly just to get back other resources, like spells and stuff. Treat wounds kind of covers healing. There you go. So 8 and another 8 for the second hour. And he's almost at full health, but we will rest overnight. So now he removes his wounded. He actually would have removed wounded, I think, from... Yeah. From just a success on the treat wounds, he also removes wounded. So he's perfectly fine. You are also going to rest. Get your focus points back. You're going to rest. Get your spells back. You're going to rest. You basically get nothing back. Okay. And then this all can go away. And this can go away. And we're fresh, ready to go when we come back the next day. And if I were DMing, I may, you know, change some things around. But on the first level, probably not too much. So, yeah. Okay, well, that's going to end this video. It was quite intense. Some very easy battles and then a very dicey battle. Oh, and we got to make sure your daily crafting. So then we get our free healing potion we'll give to Garziel. Yeah. Very happy I beat the giant scorpion, but, oh boy. What else? This is the first level. Who knows what's down there in that dungeon? But alright. My name is Mang. This has been Pathfinder 2nd Edition Abomination Vaults. And I will see you fine folks in the next part.